Hi, I'm James Laughlin, a former 7-time world champion pipe band drummer. I want to share with you a little bit of a lesson inside my pipe band drumming inner circle. So every week I have a live practical lesson delivered either by myself or one of my amazing lineup of tutors. So you're going to see a little snippet from that today. And hey, if you would like to get your hands on a free drumming course, a full video course called Drumming Transformation Week, just click in the link below. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I put out so many video tutorials on pipe band drumming, so I hope you enjoy it. We're going to do technique building one hand at a time. Take a look at the right hand. But essentially, if we're going to build technique, we've got to get our stick position right. But what I want us to do is literally just be focusing on a relaxed single stroke. Very basic, right? Do that for 30 minutes. Can you last 30 minutes? Or do you tire out? I want you to look at the wrist. Am I building wrist technique here? No. It's simply just finger technique. So, what I want you to realize is when we're building technique, some people think that's just wrist, or that's just for building this. We have 3 different parts of our technique. We've got finger technique, wrist technique, and forearm technique. So as we're building these technique builders, you've got to realize you've got to be working all 3. If you just focus on building your wrist, great, you're going to have really strong, solid wrist technique, but you're probably not going to have the finesse of a player that also builds finger technique. So let's try it again. You're isolating the wrist. I can do it from a different angle. So you've got your pivot point being your thumb and your pointing finger. And then the propulsion comes from the fingers underneath the stick. I'll just flick around this way. Now what we're looking for is consistent height, consistent texture, consistent volume. As you're doing that, try to do that for 30 minutes. And even as I'm speaking now, keep it moving, keep it going, keep looking at it. If you see that you're doing this, right? If you see that, if you look down, you see that. That's not finger technique that you're building, that's forearm technique. So we want to look down and go, okay, if I'm doing that, I'm probably too far around this way. I want to bring it round a little bit so I get the fingers underneath the stick, right? There's a few drummers who drum like that. Very few though. The most common technique you're going to find is not over the top, not underneath, but just about there. Okay? You got the bridge. Try that again. And if it's late at night and you still want to practice finger technique, easy. You don't want to waken anyone. You can just do that, right? So I used to sit and do this a lot. 11 o'clock at night, I'd waken up and I know my mum and dad would kill me if I'd got the drum pad out. But if I'm building technique, you can just do this, right? So you're still building that finger technique. I'm going to ask you, for those that are here live and those that are on replay, is there any muscular tension? Is there any, if I was to ask you to keep doing that, is there a wee bit of muscular tension? If there is, just give your hand a stretch. Pull the fingers back a little bit, gently pull them forward. And let's go back to it, reset. This time go, where is the muscular tension? How do I relax that a bit more? That's looking good, guys. Now, let's add in the next level of that. We're developing our finger technique. Let's develop the wrist technique as well. How do we do that? With a simple exercise. We're going to do groups of 4. We're going to group them by accenting number 1. Right? So it's a wrist accent. Now let's think about what's going on there. Wrist, and then ideally we want to get to bouncing with the fingers as soon as we can, right? We want to get that finesse. But after the accent, generally, your wrist is still doing the note after. And then you get a chance to relax and go to fingers. So I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a clip from our inner circle. If you'd like to see the full video, head on over to pipebandrumminginnercircle.com. I will put that description in the link below. please be sure to hit that subscribe button, because every week I upload a new video lesson. You don't want to be missing out on that. And please, while you're here, hit that subscribe button.